Thank you so much for attending my PowerPoint presentation on the most expensive items in Stardew Valley. Today, we are going to dive into the deep, dark pockets of Pelican Town and explore the absolute luxury that awaits any farmer brave enough to sell their soul to the ancient fruit wine industry. We are going to examine everything from magical clocks that stop time to pieces of fruit that taste like your favorite thing, even if your favorite thing is something concerning, like batteries or raw coal. We begin our journey into financial ruin with a classic staple of any healthy diet, the Star Drop, specifically the one sold by our favorite shadow roommate, Krobus. This item costs a modest 20,000 gold. Now, for a beginner, that might seem like a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of things, it is basically the cost of a single fancy dinner at the saloon if Gus actually charged what his omelets were worth. The Star Drop is a magical fruit that permanently increases your maximum energy by 34 points. Which is essential, because swinging a pickaxe is apparently more exhausting than running a marathon for our protagonist. You find Krobus in the sewers, which you can only access once you have donated 60 items to Gunther at the museum. Krobus is a delightful fellow who sells various rare goods and remains silent on Fridays to respect Yoba, because even shadow people need a little spiritual structure in their lives. Is it worth it? Absolutely. You need every scrap of energy you can get if you plan on reaching the bottom of the Skull Cavern without collapsing into a heap of sweat and disappointment. And honestly, paying 20,000 gold to a monster living in a sewer for a piece of magic fruit is the most normal thing you will do in this game. Next up, we have the Junimo Hut. These little forest spirits are essentially tiny, green, unpaid interns who live in a hut on your farm and harvest your crops for you. Each hut costs 20,000 gold, plus 200 stone, 9 starfruit, and 100 fiber. It is basically the ultimate labor exploitation tool disguised as a cute forest dwelling. To unlock these, you must complete the Goblin Problem quest for the wizard. This involves a lot of running around dealing with a very grumpy henchman, and retrieving a bottle of magic ink that the wizard's ex-wife stole. The wizard, also known as M. Rasmodius, is a reclusive man who lives in a tower and claims to speak the language of the elementals, which is a very fancy way of saying he talks to the walls. Junimo huts are incredibly worth the investment. They save you hours of backbreaking labor every morning, allowing you to spend more time doing important things, like digging through people's trash cans or gifting seaweed to the local homeless man. Just remember, they do not work in the rain, because apparently, forest spirits are made of sugar and will melt if they get wet. Moving up the price bracket, we find the basic catalog sold at Pierre's general store for 30,000 gold. This item is a magical book that gives you unlimited, free access to every wallpaper and flooring in the game. It is a one-time purchase that essentially turns your farmhouse into a never-ending interior design nightmare. Buying this item feels like signing a lease on your soul, but at least your walls will look nice while you slowly descend into madness. Before you buy this, you are at the mercy of Pierre's rotating inventory, which usually consists of the same 3 ugly patterns for weeks on end. Pierre is a man who claims to love his family but clearly loves your money more, and this catalog is his ultimate bait. If you care about aesthetics, this is a mandatory purchase. It allows you to change your kitchen floor to look like a checkerboard or your bedroom walls to look like a starry night, which is a great way to pretend you have a social life outside of talking to your cat. Now, let us talk about the most expensive emotional mistake you can make: divorce. Filing for divorce at Mayor Lewis's manor costs a flat fee of 50,000 gold. It is the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card for when you realize your spouse's personality is about as deep as a watering can. Once you pay the fee, your spouse's friendship drops to 0 hearts, and they will spend the rest of their days glaring at you with a level of bitterness that could curdle milk. If that makes you feel too guilty, you can spend another 30,000 gold at the Dark Shrine of Memory in the Witch's Hut to erase their memory entirely. This is a very ethical and not at all creepy solution to a failed relationship. Is it worth it? Well, if you are tired of Sebastian complaining about the house being messy while he sits in a dark room all day, then yes, but it is a steep price to pay for your freedom. It is essentially a tax on your own indecisiveness. Listen, If you consider yourself a true fan of the Valley, a real connoisseur of the pixels, then you would have already hit that subscribe button. It is the only way to prove you aren't just a casual farmer. Do it for the Junimos. And for your own pride, let us venture into the realm of the extraterrestrial with the alien scarecrow, also known as Rarecrow number 3. This dapper fellow is purchased at the casino for 10,000 Qui coins. Since the exchange rate is 10 gold per coin, this effectively costs you 100,000 gold if you buy the coins directly like a sane person instead of gambling your life away at Calico Jack. The alien scarecrow is unique because it is the only scarecrow that can wear hats. You can put a fedora on it, or a trash can lid, or even a copper pan. It provides the same protection as a regular scarecrow, but with infinitely more style. To even get into the casino, you have to complete a long, cryptic questline for Mr. Qui, which involves putting batteries in tunnels and beets in the mayor's fridge. Mr. Qui is a mysterious blue man who clearly has too much time on his hands. Is it worth it? Only if you are a completionist. You need all the rare crows to unlock the deluxe scarecrow recipe, which covers a massive area. Plus, having an alien in a top hat guarding your pumpkins is a major flex on your neighbors. Returning to the world of high-end furniture, we have the Wizard Catalog. This is sold by Krobus in the sewers for 150,000 gold. It contains a collection of magical and occult-themed furniture that you cannot find anywhere else. It is the perfect choice for the farmer who wants their living room to look like a gothic dungeon or a wizard's study. Krobus sells this 24/7 because shadow people do not believe in closing times or labor laws. The furniture in this collection is delightfully weird, featuring things like crystal balls, bubbling cauldrons, and chairs that probably shouldn't be sat on. It is a significant step up in price from Pierre's wallpaper book, reflecting the premium you have to pay for magic wood. If you want your farm to have a dark, mysterious vibe, this is a great purchase. If you just want a normal couch, stay away. It is expensive, niche, and completely unnecessary for gameplay, which makes it a perfect late-game money sink. The granddaddy of all decorating items is the furniture catalog, sold by Robin at the carpenter's shop for 200,000 gold. Much like Pierre's version, this gives you unlimited free access to almost every piece of furniture in the game. It is a massive, heavy book that essentially represents the end of Robin's career as a custom furniture maker. Robin is a hard-working mother who spends her days building barns and her nights ignoring her husband, Demetrius, and his weird obsession with tomatoes. To buy this, you must have upgraded your house at least once. It is a steep price, but it is the ultimate tool for anyone who spends more time moving chairs than actually farming. Is it worth it? Yes. If you buy individual furniture pieces, you will easily spend more than 200,000 gold over the course of a long playthrough. This item is a bargain disguised as a luxury. It turns your farmhouse into a canvas, allowing you to express your creativity, or your lack thereof, for a one-time fee. Once you have finished the community center and upgraded your house to the max, Robin will offer a community upgrade for 300,000 gold. This upgrade adds 5 permanent shortcuts around Pelican Town, making travel slightly less of a nightmare. It is basically the city planning committee finally deciding to do their jobs. These shortcuts connect various areas, like Cindersap Forest to the beach, and the mountains to the town. They are great quality of life improvements that save you a few seconds of walking every day. It also makes you feel like a local hero, even though you are the only one paying for it while everyone else in town spends their money at the saloon. Are they worth it? They are a nice luxury, but by the time you can afford 300,000 gold, you probably already have a horse or some teleporters. They are more about the prestige of fixing the town than they are about actual utility. Still, watching Robin build things is oddly satisfying. We are now entering the realm of real money. The earth and water obelisks cost 500,000 gold, plus some materials like iridium bars, earth crystals, and coral. These are permanent farm buildings that act as unlimited use warp totems. The earth obelisk takes you to the mountains, and the water obelisk takes you to the beach. To get these, you once again have to deal with the wizard and his goblin problem drama. These obelisks used to cost 1,000,000 gold each, but the price was lowered in a recent update because apparently Teleporters were becoming too mainstream. They are tall, stone structures that look like something out of a sci-fi movie, which really clashes with the cozy farm aesthetic. Are they worth it? They are convenient. But since the mountains and beach are relatively close to your farm, they aren't strictly necessary. However, they are required for perfection. So, if you want to be a 100% completionist, you have to cough up the cash. It is 500,000 gold for the privilege of not walking for 30 seconds. If you have 500,000 gold and 950 pieces of wood burning a hole in your pocket, you can pay Robin to build Pam a real house. This is the first community upgrade, and it replaces Pam's trailer with a lovely wooden home. It is an act of pure, unadulterated charity, or a way to get Penny out of that cramped trailer before she loses her mind. Pam is the town's bus driver, a woman whose blood is probably 40% pale ale. After the house is built, a cutscene plays where you can choose to tell her you paid for it or remain anonymous. If you tell her, you get friendship points. If you don't, you get the satisfaction of being a secret billionaire saint. Is it worth it? Economically, no. It gives you zero financial return. But emotionally, it is one of the most rewarding things you can do in the game. It changes the map, improves the lives of 2 NPCs, and makes you feel like you are actually making a difference in the valley. Also, it unlocks the town shortcuts, so it is a mandatory step toward total completion. Now, we are talking about the heavy hitters. The desert and island obelisks cost 1 million gold each. These are the ones you actually want. The desert obelisk takes you to Calico Desert, saving you from having to wait for Pam to sober up and drive the bus at 10 a.m. The island obelisk takes you to Ginger Island, saving you a 1,000 gold boat trip and a lot of time staring at the ocean. The materials are more annoying too. You need 10 dragon teeth for the island version, which involves dodging lava monsters in a volcano while your health bar screams for mercy. The desert version requires iridium bars and cactus fruit. These buildings are the ultimate efficiency tools for the late-game farmer. Are they worth it? Yes. 1,000 times, yes. The amount of time saved by being able to warp to the desert at 6 a.m. is massive for Skull Cavern runs, and Ginger Island is so far away that the obelisk feels like a miracle. These are the first big purchases you should aim for once your wine empire starts producing. For the low price of 1 million gold, you can buy a yellow statue from a shady guy in the back of the casino. This is the Statue of Endless Fortune. It produces one item every single morning. On most days, it gives you something valuable like a diamond, an iridium bar, or a gold bar. But on a villager's birthday, it produces that villager's favorite gift. It is basically a friendship in a box machine. It takes all the thought and effort out of being a good neighbor. Why remember that Marnie likes diamonds when a golden statue can just hand you one? The shady guy selling it doesn't even have a name. He just stands there in the purple light of the casino, waiting for you to drop 1 million gold. Is it worth it? It takes about 10 in-game years to pay for itself if you just sell the items it produces. So, as an investment, it is terrible. But as a convenience tool for friendship, it is amazing. It is the ultimate I have too much money and I don't want to talk to people purchase. The return scepter is the most expensive inventory item in the game, costing a whopping 2 million gold. It is sold by Krobus, who apparently has a very high-end supply chain for magical artifacts. This scepter allows you to warp back to your farmhouse door from anywhere, instantly. And it has unlimited uses. It is like a warp totem, but it never breaks, and it puts you right at your front door instead of at the totem pole. This means you can stay in the mines until 1:50 a.m., click the scepter, and be in bed by 1:55 a.m. It is the ultimate safety net for the greedy farmer who wants to squeeze every last second out of the day. Is it worth it? This is widely considered the best purchase in the entire game. Once you have the return scepter, the game changes. Travel becomes a joke. You can go to the beach, forage for 3 seconds, and warp home. It is pure, unadulterated power in the palm of your hand. If you have 2 million gold, buy this immediately. Do not pass. Go. Do not collect $200. Just buy the stick. Finally, we have reached the summit, the pinnacle of wealth, the ultimate middle finger to the concept of entropy, the gold clock. This building costs 10 million gold. It is purchased from the wizard, who probably uses the money to buy more purple hair dye and magic ink. When placed on your farm, the gold clock stops debris from appearing. No more random rocks, no more fallen logs, and most importantly, your fences never decay. It is like putting your farm in a protective bubble of pure gold. It also acts as a giant, functional clock that you can see from across the map. To get this, you need to be a titan of industry. You need to have thousands of kegs pumping out wine day and night. You need to have sold your soul to the grind. As of version 1.6.6, you can even toggle it off. Though why you would pay 10 million gold to turn off the thing you paid for is beyond my understanding of human psychology. Is it worth it? From a gameplay perspective, not really. It is mostly a trophy. It is the final requirement for perfection. The last box you check before you can truly say you have conquered Stardew. It is an ugly, gaudy monument to your own success. It is the ultimate money dump. And once you have it, you have essentially won the game. You are the 1%, and everyone in town knows it, even if they still treat you like you just arrived on the bus yesterday. Thanks for watching and subscribe.